Women's Care was, in a lot of ways, an accidental success. I started my practice back in my hometown in 1999, and two partners were in practice together, and both of us were looking to grow. And instead of hiring more people and staying separate, we decided to merge our practices in 2003. After that, our popularity grew, but also a lot of our competitors started to retire and move out of the area. So sort of had to hire more people over time to meet the demand. At the time, about half of our patients were actually from West Virginia and Pennsylvania. Yeah, we're at 25 providers at this point, and every time we hire one, which we just did a few weeks ago, the schedule's already full. We were actually a private practice until 2007, when a regional company called Capital Women's Care came out and said, hey, we're growing and we want a presence in every county in Maryland, Northern Virginia, and DC. They did grow quite a bit since 2007 to over 80 locations, last I checked, costs. And it was a wonderful option for us. So in 2007, we joined them, and that fueled our growth further. 6,000 square feet, and we outgrew it pretty quickly and realized this thing was just going to keep growing. And so since we were growth-minded at that point, we decided to build 18 to 20,000 square feet and grow into it eventually. Ultimately, I decided to build a 3-story, 54,000 square foot building, which is now called the Trilogy Professional Center. Now occupy almost all of the building. This occupies roughly 36,000 square feet right now, and we're looking to expand further once the community knows this location. Women's Care alone runs 250 to 300 patients through our doors every day. Deliver, I believe, 60 to 70% of the babies in Washington County, Maryland for the last 2 decades. We have an 80% market share in gynecology, so certainly women know where this building is. Well, the hospital is located in the center of Washington County, Maryland, which allows people from all the boroughs to easily get to it. Near the hospital not only helps the doctors that need to be going back and forth to the hospital or referring the patients from their offices to the hospital, the location really works for medical professionals. And our business part that we're part of really is trying to be a medical development as much as possible. On the campus of Meredith Medical Center, they're building a Meredith School of Osteopathic Medicine, which is ultimately going to have 180 students a year for 4 years, so over 600 students in building faculty as we speak. So that's a nice opportunity for growth for the medical community here. There's a 250,000 square foot medical office building that's been 100% occupied for as long as I can remember. Really, almost any specialty can benefit from the location and being in a medical park. Certainly, primary care will do well anywhere, and that's the one thing we don't have as much of in this development. So we had a call one day from Endodermal Dermatology, and they had a full-scale office in Frederick, Maryland, which is about 30 minutes east of us. And they had a CEO that called and said, hey, listen, we'd like to expand to Hagerstown, but we don't know what the market's going to be like. And we heard about this opportunity to rent by the day. Yeah, we gave them our pricing and said they open up an office, and they did a wonderful job of marketing, especially that we didn't have out here in spades. So word caught on that there's a specialist coming. I think we ourselves probably referred half the patients. They came out the first day, and at the end of the day, they said, this has never happened before. We've never had an opening day with 60 patients. I had 3 practitioners 5 days a week with full schedules, and that all happened probably within 3 to 4 months. But, we have an opportunity where we could build our second building. It's already. I think that there's one last thing I think that would make a good impression on anyone that's listening to this conversation, and that is that 2018, Capital Women's Care was acquired by a national women's health organization called Unified Women's Healthcare. Unified is currently in 23 states, over 2,500 providers, and I believe they deliver 1 out of every 10 babies in America. So it's a few years ago, they said to us that the Hagerstown location of Capital Women's Care is the largest single-site OBGYN practice in America, and it blew our minds. And I think that would blow the minds of anyone who lives in any major city. Why can't they have a larger single site than us?